Hey guys, Livy Vaughn of Livy Vaughn Designs here. For those of you who have been here before, welcome back. And if you're new here, welcome for the first time. Here at Livy Vaughn Designs, I cover my husband and I's home renovation journey, where I highlight some tips and tricks that have helped us and that will hopefully help you. And don't forget, do not forget, subscribe, you guys, and watch this video beginning, middle, and end, and somewhere in between there, decide to just like it. Just like this thing, give it thumbs up, and share it with your friends, share it with your family, and get them to like it, and subscribe too. Okay, good? We're ready to go. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about one of the biggest projects my husband and I took on when we first bought our house, seeding the lawn with grass. Part 1 of this video will cover how we prepared our soil by removing ivy. So when we first bought our home, the backyard was completely seeded in ivy, and the ivy covered the entire area. We thought initially when we bought the house it was a dream come true, low maintenance, but this stuff is really hard to manage. It grows really high and really doesn't make it easy on your ability to maintain your property. Like, y'all, look at this. It's just so much. It's so much. Y'all heard that sigh. That's how bad it was. But anyway, so to start, my husband went ahead and started mowing off the top so that we can get access to the branching underneath to pull that out. And it's tough. Check out what I mean here. Instead of normal grass, we had vines like ivy. So all this branching here has to go. Fortunately, it's pretty rooted, so it's going to be a little difficult. It's the other half of the yard. All this has been mowed down to make it easier for it to be rototilled. This is what it looked like before. Ivies. So after mowing it down, we went in with our Easy Edge by Ryobi, which is an edge trimmer, to help cut down some of the excess that was up against the fencing. The lawnmower couldn't get up against the ivy around the fencing, so this tool really helped us to get into some of those nooks and crannies. But it still couldn't do the entire job. So we went in with our Fiskars head shears. Y'all, now this really helped us to get at the base of these roots with the vines. And so you can see I'm just, really hacking away at this. And enough so much that we were able to pretty much clear out that corner area and put it in the waste pile, which you'll see later. My dog had to come out and say hello. Meet Leo, guys. And then we went away at getting rid of some more of the ivy branching on the other side of the yard. There's still another quarter of the yard that has some ivy in it, but we did not want to plant any grass seed there. It's way too steep, so we just went ahead and ignored it. We placed something there that requires little to no maintenance because we just really don't want to keep trekking up and down that hill. Yo, I heard something moving. I thought it was a bug. What was this thing? Trying to crawl away. So though those other tools really helped us to get up a lot of that vine branching, we wanted to make sure that we got all of it out as much as we could to make sure that the grass didn't have anything competing with it. So we went in with our Sun Joe rototiller. This is an electric rototiller, so all we had to do was connect it to an outdoor extension cord that plugged into an outdoor outlet. tool. And for right now, we really wanted to use it to expose any of that vine branching that was a little bit deeper into the ground. I really did like this rototiller. It did a really good job and it was lightweight. The only issues that we ran into, which would come with any rototiller, is that our vine branching would get wrapped up into the tiller blades. And we knew that going in. So every now and again, I had to shut down the tiller, cut out the roots, and start again. Here's the close-up of the tiller work on a flatter piece of land where I can get a better angle just to show you guys what it can do. Don't worry, this area wasn't done for nothing. It'll be used for another project. And guys, just like that, we've prepared our soil. I never want to do this again, y'all. It was a lot of work, but it was super rewarding. And I can't wait to go on to step 2. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. One thing about this project is that my husband and I really didn't know what we were getting into at the beginning. Neither of us had ever seen a yard that was completely covered in ivy rather than grass. And so we weren't sure what was happening down in the dirt and what, we were gonna have to be dealing with. We weren't sure if the ivy was sitting on top of the surface of the dirt or if the root system was more embedded in the dirt in a lot of different places. And it happened to be the latter. So it was pretty kind of tough trying to wrap our heads around where to start. We tried to go on YouTube, do some Google searches, and we came up with pretty much nothing. There was only 2 videos I found that shared a similar experience. One guy was trying to remove ivy from his backyard, but it looked very like wood-like. It didn't have a fence. It looked like maybe he lived in like a woodsy area with no neighbors. And so it was a little bit different, and he wasn't trying to seed with grass. And then the other guy, he had ivy in the front of his house, which was crazy. I couldn't imagine that. He ended up removing it and replacing it with grass, just like we did. Use some slightly different techniques, but I just thought that it was important to share. I couldn't find anything about it, and I'm like, somebody else had to have been going through this too, so maybe they can find it useful. One major tip about having ivy is that we were really wanting to get rid of it because yeah, it was bad, but the worst part about it was that it was harboring mosquitoes, and it was also creating this hideaway for all the leaves that would fall off the trees in our backyard. And as the fall seasons would go by, that pile of leaves underneath the ivy would just build and build and build. And so when you try to walk on top of it, you've got like probably about 3 inches of just this plush vegetation that harbors things, y'all, like mosquitoes. It's probably why we had a freaking turtle in our backyard, because it's a great hideaway. Nobody was touching them. So get rid of that stuff if you can. It's just not fun. We couldn't go outside and enjoy. And that's all we wanted to do. We wanted to enjoy our new home, our first home. So also, we started this project in mid-spring. It's important to know this. When you are seeding grass, your best times of the year for most grass types, at least the tall fiscule that we'll be using, has to be planted in either the spring or the fall so that your dirt and your soil will have its appropriate temperature for the grass seed to grow. You don't want to waste all that money planting it during the wrong time. I also wanted to mention, which I forgot to mention in the video, was that this project took us 2 whole weekends to do. And my last housekeeping item is that I'll be placing the list of materials down below in the description box so that you guys can easily access everything that I used today. That's it, guys. See you in the next video. Next time, we'll go over part 2, where we'll seed our grass. For a written, detailed version of this project, visit my website, livyvondesigns.com. Again, as always, thank you guys for stopping by, and don't forget to subscribe and like this video.